Good evening, everyone. We are the Wisdom Keepers, and I am the father, Irish as the mother, John Marwell and Arthur Rowan as the sisters, Philip and Enzo as the brothers, and our eyewitness documentary entitled Kapalit ay Katahimikan. Social issues are sexual abuse and cultural barrier. So for the first one, the prevalence of abuse. Kapalit ng Katahimikan reveals shocking accounts of abuse among young girls in Maguindanao, often resolved through tribal settlements rather than legal means. The documentary notes that some families accept compensation, such as livestock, to avoid shame and preserve the tribe's reputation.
So another part of the C is the legal and cultural barriers. The Philippine National Police reported that a woman is raped every hour, but many cases remain unreported due to shame, fear, and the high cost of legal proceedings. These cultural and economic barriers prevent justice from being served and allow abuse to continue unabated. Next one is the psychological impact. The victims in the documentary express trauma and long-term psychological damage from the abuse and societal expectations of silence. The lack of accountability exacerbates this impact, leaving survivors without closure or support. Next.
For the judge, first is cultural tradition and shame. The tribe's cultural norms discourage legal actions, prioritizing reputations over justice. This results in victim blaming and trivialization of severe crimes like sexual abuse, suggesting a need to reconcile cultural practices with human rights standards. Next is patriarchal influence. Deeply ingrained patriarchal views perpetuate abuse, viewing, viewing women as objects rather than individuals and rights. This mindset not only supports the resolution of abuse cases within the family, but also diminishes accountability, often silencing victims.
For our biblical passage, we choose Isaiah verse 17, which calls to learn to good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, pleading the widow's cause. This emphasizes the need for justice and compassion for the vulnerable, aligning with the need for genuine support systems for abuse survivors. Next is for our CST. We chose the theme, the dignity of human person. It is significantly absent in the situation presented. Each victim's dignity is compromised by cultural practices that prioritize familiar and social status over justice and healing, underscoring a lack of protection for the individual.
For the encyclical quotation from Pope Francis Evangelii Gaudium, I prefer a church which is bruised, hurting, and dirty, because it has been out on the streets, rather than a church which is unhealthy from being confined. This can be interpreted as a call for action, encouraging individuals and institutions to engage actively and protect vulnerable communities rather than adhering passively to harmful traditions. For the act, our group suggests that implementing education campaigns within tribal communities can help inform people about human rights, legal avenues for justice, and long-term impacts of abuse. This could encourage victims and families seek lawful redress.
Second, legal aid and advocacy. Establishing partnerships with legal aid organizations can provide affordable and accessible support for abuse survivors, helping them navigate the complexities of the judicial system. Third, and for the last one, is counseling and support services. Offering psychological support and trauma counseling services can assist victims in recovering from abuse, giving them tools to heal and regain their sense of dignity.
That is all for our group. Thank you.